This is the all-new 2022 Meebike Gallop Step-Thru. It's a brand new torque sensor electric bike from Meebike that looks as good as it rides. The Gallop Step-Thru features a sleek classic moped-style design, a 750-watt brushless hub motor, a 7-speed Shimano gearing system, 20 by 4-inch fat tires, a front and rear suspension system, a torque sensor for smooth acceleration and riding, a colorful informative display with USB-C port to charge your phone, a big bright headlight up front, a removable battery in the frame, a max speed of 20 miles per hour, and up to 80 miles of range per charge. You heard that right. You can get up to 80 miles of range on a single charge out of this bike. That is truly unbelievable. This is a bike that will take you on adventures far beyond your daily commuting route. If you prefer range over speed, the Gallop Step-Thru here or regular Gallop from Meebike, if you prefer that style, might be the perfect e-bike for you. Before we continue on with this review though, let's quickly rewind back to the unboxing and assembly of this bike. So when you first get the Gallop Step-Thru in the mail, it's gonna arrive in a very large box that weighs about 100 pounds. In the box, you're gonna find a smaller box with the pedals, a Rock Bros Allen key tool set, the power adapter, a smaller box with that huge headlight for the front of the bike, and an owner's manual with the instructions. Then comes the bike itself, which comes securely packaged with a ton of padding. There's a lot of snipping and snapping required here to remove all of this, so make sure you have a garbage bag nearby. Once you get to the bike, all you need to do to assemble it is screw the handlebar on with 4 screws, screw the headlight onto the front bracket, put the pedals on each side, and put the front tire on along with the front fender. Assembling the Gallop Step-Thru is pretty easy and fairly straightforward. Next, let's talk about the design. The Meebike Gallop Step-Thru is a very attractive looking bike. I think it's a bike that people are going to consider for its looks alone. It's a sleek moped style e-bike that's practical in its design. In many ways, the Gallop Step-Thru here is the total package. It's just a visually stunning bike. What's nice is that there's more than enough room here in the center of the frame or on the rear rack to add a bag for storage and taking things with you. Something I know a lot of people are going to like about this bike is that big bright headlight up front. I think this is why I get Super 73 vibes from it. The headlight is incredibly bright and shines very far. It'll be tough for those out there on the road to miss you when you're riding at night. Above that on the handlebar, there's that colorful display front and center. The display is easy to see even on the brightest of days. Here you're going to be able to see how fast you're going, view your odometer, remaining battery life, what pedal assist mode you're in, and much more. I was surprised to see how robust the display and the settings are here. You're able to customize things quite a bit, including the color scheme to personalize things, which I thought was pretty cool. This display also has a USB-C port to charge your phone on the go. That's something I also know many riders are going to be happy to know. One thing that I found to be interesting about the design is that the key on the side of the bike is only used to remove and lock the battery to the frame. You don't need the key to turn the bike on and ride it, which I thought was kind of weird. However, you can connect to the bike via Bluetooth and Bluetooth lock and unlock the bike if you'd like. As mentioned before, this is a very heavy bike, so getting things moving without electric or lifting it up by yourself is going to take some effort. As far as riding goes, the Gallop Step-Thru here is one of the most comfortable bikes that I've ever rode, hands down. No matter if you're riding on pavement or off-roading on different terrain, this bike handles everything that you throw at it like it's nothing. I've tested this thing on a variety of different surfaces and it performed really well. That front and rear suspension system along with those huge fat tires do an awesome job of absorbing bumps and things like that to keep your ride nice and smooth as you're cruising along. All around, this is a comfortable, easy to ride bike that anyone can hop on and start riding. I think that's another very appealing thing about the Gallop Step-Thru. It's a great starter bike for those looking to enter into the world of e-bikes. It's a safe, comfortable, smooth riding bike that's not going to zip away as soon as you crank the throttle. Fat tires, suspension, and all of that aside, I think it's that plushy seat that makes this bike so comfortable to ride. I can easily ride this thing for 2-3 hours at a time and not experience any discomfort, which is a good thing because the battery life here is unreal, and chances are that'll make you want to ride this thing even more. I've been riding the Gallop Step-Thru a lot since I took it out of the box, and I quickly found out that draining the battery on this bike is not an easy thing to do. So next, I say we talk about battery life and range. Here's a quick clip from when I was out on a ride and the battery finally dropped below 10%. So aside from looks and design, the thing that I like the most about the Meebike Gallop Step-Thru here is the range. The range on this bike is truly unbelievable. Since I took it out of the box, I rode it 43.2 miles. That is absolutely insane. There is still 9% left here, so if you're just hitting the throttle, doing pure electric, doing some pedaling in between, you're easily going to be able to get 45 to 50 miles out of this thing, no problem. You can also pop the battery out from the frame here and remove it, swap it out with a spare if you have one, so you have a ton of flexibility here with the range and things like that. Meebike rates it at 80 miles on a single charge, and I would not be surprised, honestly, if you're just using pedal assist, if you're just pedaling around, if you're
you're able to get that much range out of this bike. The battery life on this thing is truly unbelievable. If you prefer range over speed, this right here is the bike for you. So it finally happened. The electric is done 0%. We made it 46.2 miles on a single charge on this bike. That is very, very impressive. Now, I gotta pedal my way home.
At the end of the day, it should come as no surprise that I'm a huge fan of the Meebike Gallop Step Thru. As a matter of fact, this might actually be my favorite e-bike that I've reviewed so far. It's a fantastic, easy to ride electric bike that looks amazing, rides great, is super comfortable to sit on for hours on end, and offers an unbelievable amount of range. The Gallop Step Thru is not the fastest e-bike that you can buy, but it's one that's plenty quick enough to give you a thrill when you're out there riding. Despite that, this is not a perfect e-bike. I still sometimes wish that you could go a little faster than 20 miles per hour. I wish there was an electronic bell instead of a regular one. And on top of that, this is a very heavy bike. I cannot stress that enough. This isn't necessarily a downfall, but this does mean that it's not going to be easy to lift this bike onto a bike rack or toss it into your car by yourself. It's just something to keep in mind. If you can look past those little things and you prefer range over speed, the Gallop Step Thru is going to be the perfect bike for you. This thing is going to take you places that you've never been before. Cheers to adventure, my friends. Get out there, ride, have some fun. Anywho, that's about it for this video, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did and you liked what you saw, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it always helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to follow Raymond Strazdas on Twitter and Instagram for much more. Until the next one, I will catch you guys later. Peace!